I'm Tyler. This is my wife, Letitia. I have this secret sauce.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been done, ever. 4 rehabs in 7 days.
How amazing is that?
Man, I am so excited. I love this stuff.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to season 1 of the 7-Day Flip with Tyler Jensen. My name is Bill Allen. I'm the owner of 7-Figure Flipping, and over the coming weeks, I'm gonna be your host to guide you along this journey as we pull back the curtain of what it's like to flip houses in 7 days. Full renovation projects in 7 days. And Tyler and his team are absolutely amazing. We have a lot of episodes in store for you as we follow along on one of his projects. I can't wait to show you guys. I run the 7-Figure Flipping podcast, and when I bring on a guest from our mastermind group, I ask them to tell everyone their 7-figure flipping story. So I'm gonna take a couple minutes and just tell you mine. When I got started in real estate, I was an active duty Navy pilot. I flew helicopters and airplanes, and I had just gotten married. So I lived in England. I met a beautiful young lady from England, and she decided to come over to the United States with me. And after we got married, she got pregnant with our first son. And I knew that I needed to figure out my financial freedom, and it wasn't just me taking care of myself now. I had 2 extra mouths that I was gonna need to feed, and I was gonna need to support a family. And I'd always invested in the stock market, and I had a couple rental properties because every time I would move, I would buy a rental house, fix it up, and rent it out. And I was running out of money and cash. So I flipped my first house when my wife was pregnant with our son, and I made just over $40,000. That changed everything for me. I became addicted to flipping. I wanted to figure out how to do that over and over again and how to grow and scale that so I could become financially free faster. So I was running into a brick wall. I was going to Home Depot on my weekends. That was date night. I was going to the job site on the way to work. I was flying 10 or 12 hours a day. And then I was coming home, and on the way home, I would stop by the job site, and the contractors wouldn't have shown up. Everything wasn't getting done. I'm sure you know exactly what that's like. It was a struggle for me. And I knew that there were people out there who knew how to do this better than me. They were already doing it at scale. I was actually listening to the podcast that I run right now, and the guy who was running it, Justin, was flipping hundreds of houses a year. And I just didn't think that it was possible, or maybe he had something that I didn't, or they could do it, but I couldn't. It was just a mindset shift that I had to make. So I decided to join a mastermind group, this mastermind group, 7-Figure Flipping. And I got around the people who were already doing it, who understood what I needed to do, where I needed to be, and would help me. They were willing to help. And that changed everything for me. I was able to prioritize my time. I was able to hire people. I was able to grow a company. I was able to do now 200 houses a year because these people already figured out how to do it. And hopefully this series shows you some of that, shows you what's possible, shows you that you can do it too, just like we can. Roger Bannister ran the 4-minute mile. Nobody thought that it was possible, and he did it. And Tyler is like the Roger Bannister of house flippers. So this story is not about me, but I was able to grow and scale my business to the point that it is now. And I was able to buy the 7-Figure Flipping company and now run it and be the owner. So I went from being a member to becoming the owner. And the journey over these last 5 years just has been amazing for me. It's been fast, it's been scary, it's been fun, it's been amazing. And I want to introduce you to a really good friend of mine, and the guy right now who's possibly running the 3-minute mile that you'll see in this series, my really good friend, Tyler Jensen. When I first met Tyler, he had just joined the mastermind group. I was a coach at the time, and I really was able to get to know him from the very beginning. We got on a call. He was struggling with a lot of things. He had only flipped a couple houses. He was having the same problems I was. He was hitting a wall. He was hitting limits. He wanted to take the governor off, but didn't know how. And I remember him telling me that he was gonna do it. It doesn't matter how hard it's gonna be, what it's gonna take, he's ready to put in the time and the work, and I could see that in him. And we got to know each other over the next couple years and have become really, really good friends. I would argue that we're probably best friends. And I can't wait for you to watch what he's done here. I've never seen somebody actually flip a house in 7 days, and I've definitely not seen him do it multiple times. And so to me, that was the 4-minute mile. And this series that we've put together here for him, following him around over these next 7 days, I think you'll see why this is gonna be the 3-minute mile if they can get it done. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my best friend, Tyler Jensen.
Hey, I'm Tyler. This is my wife, Letitia. We're the Jensens. We want to tell you our story. So we have 3 awesome kids that we love. They're the story of our life, like our life revolves around them. But I want to tell you more about our real estate story. So our real estate story started back when I was in college, around 2008. My dad and I started a company called Pay It Forward Enterprises. So we wanted to help people get out of foreclosure. My family had gone through a foreclosure when I was a kid, and it was a terrible experience. So we wanted to pay it forward and help people get out of that situation. This was all during college when I was trying to get an education and take the corporate route. I was helping running a business. I was flipping houses, and then we had a house that burned down. You remember that?
Yeah, it was a terrible experience. It was terrible. Tyler also had, in the middle of all of that, Tyler had a major TBI at one of his jobs. And so that just was on top of everything else. So not only Tyler lost all of his short-term memory, so not only was he going to school full time, we were doing this business, he also was working, I was going to school full time. And so this was just kind of the icing on the cake to stop doing this. Like that was just, I was like, that's it. We're already struggling as it is. Tyler could hardly remember his phone number and his address, and then we just burned down a house.
Yeah, I forgot that was all happening then. Yeah, so it was a crazy time in our life. Like we were just newlyweds and it had just barely happened. I don't even think we were married for more than 6 months or something, right? Well, anyways, I was trying to run this business, and then I just said, hey, look, I love real estate and it's what I wanted to do, but we kind of had to get out of it. We burnt this house down. We didn't have insurance on it. Luckily, like the fire department helped us out. And long story short, I got my memory back. Well, some of it. You would probably disagree with a lot of that. I still can't remember the grocery list that she gives me when I go to the store. I remember we did a couple houses while we were still in college, having kids. I was trying to build my career. I graduated from college and I got a great position. I served as a COO for a company, for a financial group out in Salt Lake. Then I went to an oil company. So I went from working a ton of hours and being high stressed to traveling a ton and not having the freedom that I wanted, but good income.
And good friends.
And great friends.
Great friends.
And so I realized that I needed both, right? I knew something was out there that I could have freedom and I could make a good income. I just wasn't sure what it was. So I remember one of my mentors who I started this other business with, he told me, he said, never make a decision based on money. And I think that I've really taken that to heart, and I made that decision, what's really the right thing and what's really my why? Why do I want to go to work? I went and found another job doing accounting.
Tyler was able to take off Fridays, so he was able to stay home on Fridays with our boys, and so there was definitely more freedom with that job, although the money was less, but there were tons of perks.
I've done both in my career. I've made a lot of money as a corporate executive, but sold my soul for time. And then I've had a lot of freedom, and I took a huge pay cut when I went and did that. So that was awesome, but there was still something missing.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel like I just wasn't fulfilled. Yeah,
because again, you were still kind of stuck in an office. I mean,
yeah, doing financials and financial accounting.
Running numbers.
Yeah, which I'm really good at. I'm really talented at accounting, but it's just not my passion.
What an awesome couple, right? Just listening to that story gives me chills. Like he's got the purpose, he's got the cause, they got the passion, they want to do it. They're just entrepreneurial spirit, right? So if you guys heard all that stuff, it's all of the things that are stopping us kind of gave them fuel to keep going. So traumatic brain injury, memory loss, a fire in a house, like going to school full time when they were getting started. So all the reasons that stop most of us from getting started, they just took it with stride and kept going. A lot like me. Flying full time, little kids at home, lots of things going on, but that's the kind of stuff that drove me. And he was getting pulled He was getting pulled towards real estate and what he wanted to do. It's just where he wanted to be, and he knew it. And so good job, good pay, good friends, beautiful family. And you're kind of taking that all and saying, I'm gonna jump all into this entrepreneurial thing. I'm gonna jump all into this house flipping goal. So let's find out a little bit more about what that was like for them.
Our first deal, our first flip, I'm getting back into the game.
Which house is that?
Pale Moon.
Yeah, Pale Moon sucked.
And yeah, anyway, so we lost 37 grand on it, and it was borrowed money. So then I had to take a loan out, and I would pay interest on that loan until we made money on our second flip. And then our second flip, we made like 38,000. So,
but it also took us like triple the amount of time.
Yeah.
It took us forever.
So we were break even. And then our third flip we made good money on, and that was a hoarder house that we made like $70,000 on. So then we got wiser. We started getting some traction. We closed a couple of properties.
We bought the business in there somewhere too.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
We got absolutely nothing from.
Yeah, I have this secret sauce, and you're gonna make
I've got all these
money,
contacts. They're so great.
I've got these
You're just
great
gonna call these
things.
people.
And it ended up that we ended up in a lawsuit with him anyways.
Basically, it was the name was like the only thing we got out of it.
We borrowed against our house. We just were stupid, and I was just so antsy to get back into real estate. So anyways, it came to this point that we started getting better at real estate. We found better contractors, we found better relationships. I was able to do all the project management, and eventually it kind of came to this crossroads that it was either I felt like I was losing money by going to work because we had just closed on 2 properties at the same time. So we closed on these 2 houses, right? And then, so we had runway. I said, hey, we've got 6 months of runway. And I remember coming home and telling my wife, I'm like, I want to quit my job. And what'd you say?
I said, hell no.
Yeah,
That's basically what I said. But at the same time, I could tell that Tyler's job that he was working at was suffering. I mean, I knew that real estate was exactly what Tyler wanted to do, but now at this point we now have 3 boys that we had to take care of. We had just moved into our house that Tyler had built, and so we had all of these things that we needed to pay for, and Tyler comes to me and is like, I want to quit my job. We'd probably only been in our house not even a year yet.
I knew we could make money in it, and I knew that I was passionate about it. And so I told you that I would guarantee that we would have health insurance, and then I guaranteed that I would pay us every 2 weeks, and you wouldn't notice the difference, right?
Yep, and you had 6 months to do this.
Yep, so I had 6 months.
That's what I said, 6 months. You have until, I think you quit in September.
That's right, September 1st.
Yeah, so I'm like, you have 6 months. If in 6 months this is not working, then you have to promise me that you'll go back to a good job that has good health insurance, that makes good money, and we won't ever look back on this again.
Yep.
Like, this is it. This is your one chance.
So I was highly qualified. I probably could have got another job. The economy was still pretty good back then. So I made that deal. I said, hey, look, I'll pay us every 2 weeks. You'll never notice a difference, except the office is going to be in the basement versus going to the actual office. So we prayed about it. We thought about it. We felt that God wanted us. I felt like God wanted us to do that. I don't know how you felt, but
yeah, I don't know.
it was just a prompting.
It kind of felt like I knew ultimately I really didn't have a choice. I mean, this is what Tyler wanted to do. So that's why I was like, you have 6 months, so you better prove yourself.
That's right. We made the decision, and I gave my 2 weeks, and September 1 was my last day. So I did some consulting. I told them, hey, I'll give you a month or whatever. I think that they kind of knew it as well. I think they were almost grateful that I resigned so they didn't have to fire me. My focus was in real estate. I was doing all the project management. We probably had 4 or 5 houses going on at the same time.
Yeah, at this point we were kind of in over our heads as far as houses and
we had
job.
4 houses going on. And so I was managing contractors, making phone calls. I was raising capital. I was trying to grow this little side hustle into something that was real. And then it became real on September 1. So I remember the next morning getting up at like 3 in the morning and just going to work. Like, it was really, and I did that for probably 6 months every day. I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning, hustling and grinding and getting stuff done. And it started to work. It started to grow, and we had our challenges and our setbacks, and we had issues.
And still crappy contractors.
Still,
we just struggled to find good contractors, which I'm sure everybody does because they're hard to find.
It's been hard. It still is hard. And our business is running successful. We have 20 people that are coming on this flip to do for 4 people, that's 20 families that I have to feed. And we have a few people I have a bookkeeper now, and I have a project manager, and we've just kind of grown this business to be something special that I can go on vacation, and I can have money, and I can have freedom. I can have both. It's been challenging. There's been how many countless nights, even now.
Even
right?
still, we stay up and we talk about, who should do this? What should we do about this? And there's still some weeks that we're like, what are we doing? We still have some days where we're like,
I should just go back to work.
What are we doing? Going back to work could be so much easier. And
my kids are very involved. My contractors all know our kids. Like, our kids know our contractors. They always say, oh yeah, Jeffrey the contractor and Nick the contractor. And they're very involved in the business, and I love that, and it's really cool. And they do demo days with us, and we're doing a flip tomorrow.
They're like the only time they like to show up is for demo day.
Yeah, they get to smash stuff, which they're boys, so they're really good at that. But yeah, it's been a struggle. Like, even now we deal with bigger problems. Now we have cash flow issues, or we have like permitting issues that we get stopped work on, or 6 months ago we had a contractor steal $10,000 from us. And it's just heartbreaking when you go through. Like, I remember not sleeping for probably a month when we were going through that.
Yeah, but because of that one contractor we met, are now project managers. So, we had a super crappy contractor, but because of our crappy contractor, we met Jeffrey, who he is hustling now for us. He is the man.
My name is Jeffrey Lowe. When I met Tyler, I was a contractor here in Utah, and I met Tyler, got referred to by somebody else. We started working together just kind of generically as like a house flipper contractor. I didn't really even know what he was doing. I just knew that he was an investor who flipped houses, and I was just a contractor who was making money working for him. Anyways, as we started to progress and move forward together, he started giving me more and more projects. We started to grow together. I realized that I really connected with this guy as an individual. He was a good man. He was always trying to help me. That's what was really interesting, is that Tyler had this proactive attitude to always try and help, right? And I noticed that he did that with everybody, actually. In fact, that is kind of his generic default setting. He kept coming to me with these different solutions and possibilities to expand my business and get bigger. And I think it's because he realized that his success was directly related to my success. Anyways, Tyler just kept giving me more and more and more. Ultimately, it led us to just a long-term relationship where we've been working together for years now. I guess this is my little gratitude post for Tyler. I wouldn't be here where I am today if it wasn't Tyler's desire to connect with me directly and to help me and to see me grow into a better, bigger version of myself.
If you've ever flipped a house, finding a contractor can be the biggest nightmare possible. And finding a good one is like a diamond in the rough. And so when I met Jeffrey for the first time, I was pleasantly surprised with the performance that he had done for Tyler. And it's interesting because a lot of times we think that we just need to find that great contractor or that great person or that great employee, and they're gonna start working with us. They're gonna start running for us. They're gonna do everything on their own if I could just find that one person. But a lot of times what we need to do as business owners is look in the mirror. And I think that's what Tyler had to do, is he had to look in the mirror and say, you know what? What am I doing? Like, how can I lead and inspire and motivate these people that are coming in? And I think that's what we're gonna see here. And I know that's what I saw in Jeffrey when I met him, is Tyler has injected this excitement and this next level of ability into his mind. It's all about mindset. And the way that we structure our staff and our employees, I've got over 30 people that work with me, and it's so important that we make sure that we not just have a great person, but we can also lead that great person. We can inspire that person. We can persevere through some of these issues and problems, and we can work together to hit all of our potentials together. So let's jump in and hear about the first 7-day flip that they did.
had this idea that I wanted to do a flip in 7 days. That's just my personality. Like, I just love a good challenge. And I pitched it to our project manager. I said, hey, I've heard about these guys that maybe they've attempted a 7-day flip. I don't know if they ever did it or not, but I wanna try it. I wanna do a 7-day flip. And he looked at me and he told me, you can't do that. There's no way. You can't do a 7-day flip. And I said, you can't do a 7-day flip either. That's right, you did. I forgot about it. I was the only one. I was the only believer. I'm the visionary for sure. But I said, what does it really take to flip a house in 7 days? I'm like, it really just takes labor. It takes man hours. We need guys. How many guys? We got to figure that out. And materials. If I can make sure that we can control all the variables, I think we could get it done in 7 days. So then I started pitching this idea and putting it in his ear. We started talking about it. We started planning it. Well, what would it look like? How would it work? How would it function? What would you have to take away? And we just said, we kind of nailed down this thing. And I said, okay, hey, look, we can't have anyone go to Home Depot because it kills time. We can't have anyone leave for lunch because that'll take 2 hours. We can't, all of these things. What are we gonna do about materials? Where are we gonna store them? How are we gonna have a full house of materials there on day one? And so we talked about all these, and the more we talked about it and the more we planned it, then it started to become a reality. Then we said, hey, we really could do this. Now we gotta find the house. So we finally found the perfect house that came up. It was this house in our area. It was a smaller house. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, which is perfect for us. We love those houses. We sell them all the time. And I said, we're gonna do it. So we bought the house on like a Thursday. We had a couple of days to plan it out, and we worked through the weekend. We bought all the materials, we got everything, and
we walked through the house.
Yeah, we took pictures and video, and we planned it out for a couple of days, and we just said, hey, we're gonna pull the trigger on Monday. So we bought it. We bought this house, we started on Monday, and it was awesome. It turned out so cool. It's probably my favorite flip.
Yeah,
your favorite flip? Really? Yeah, and we did it in 7 days, and it still.
And it rained every day. We did the 7-day flip.
But we loved it. It had these really ugly archways in it, and we cut them out. Our designers just nailed it. Yeah. They were so cool. If I could give them a shout out, I totally would, because they came through and they made that house incredible.
Yeah.
And it turned out amazing. And it was really no drama. It just worked. My team was there. They showed up on time.
They were excited.
Nobody bailed on us. Everybody who said they were gonna be there was there. And it was just smooth. It turned out awesome. And we really did it in 6 days.
Yeah.
The 7th day, we touched up paint and we had a barbecue.
We had barbecue.
I remember
sat
my
in
project,
hammocks out front.
my project manager, that's right, got a hammock between the 2 trees in the front yard and sat in his hammock. So it wasn't even a full 7 days. We really did it in 6. We probably could have done it in 6.
Yeah, we watered the lawn too. That was the other thing we did on the 7th day.
Yeah, it was just, we cooked barbecue, we hung out, we did a few little touch-up paint, and we were done. So we really did it in 6 days. And it turned out phenomenal.
How amazing is that? A 7-day flip. So they've set the bar, right? The 4-minute mile like I talked about. And I know that story, and just hearing it again, it's amazing every time that I hear it. They did it in 6 days, and they're barbecuing on the 7th day and sitting in hammocks and watering the grass. I still don't think that we can do it, and yet I've seen them do it. So there's a quote in there that Tyler said, you can't do it. His wife was like, you can't do it. Jeffrey said you can't do it. And he was the only one that believed that he could. And it's interesting because we say this all the time. You say it in your mind, you say it to other people. Could you imagine, and I think about my kids, my 5-year-old runs up to me and says, Daddy, I want to be the first kid on the moon. And what would it be like if I said, son, you can't do that. We don't send kids into space. You can't. But instead we don't, right? When we're little kids and we see them come to us, they're full of this anything's possible idea. And why would we beat them down and say it's not possible? Well, as we get older and we go through this, we start doing that, right? It's all about our mindset. It's all about what we say. It's not you can't do it. It's how can you do it? And that's where Tyler was. He was in a place that he could see it. He could see that it was possible, but nobody else could. So he had to convince them that it was possible. He had to show them. And that's what we hope to do right now with you guys. But where does that come from? Jeffrey can't see it, his wife can't see it, Tyler can see it. So let's jump in and see kind of where that mindset shift happened for them.
I came to become affiliated with the Seven Figure Group through Tyler when he had invited me to come to San Diego for Flip Hacking Live. And when I went there, we came to some of the pre-part of the program where we were just meeting with the Seven Figure Group and discussing, well, honestly, I was kind of exposed to a larger part of this world that I wasn't really familiar with. People managing these projects, doing stuff that I thought was incredible, and at this point we had already done our first 7-day flip, and I thought what they were doing was incredible, and it was an amazing experience to connect with all the people in the group. One thing that I love about going to the 7-figure meetups is everybody there is incredibly sharing. And I've made some really good friends of some people who are actually coming to this event, and every single one of them has contributed some little nugget of information of value that we've been able to put into our own flips. Like we've been able to incorporate into our business, into what we're doing here today in our projects, and to move the needle in our business. So I love the fact that every time I go, I come back with something stronger, and I feel like I contributed to those people as well too, bringing them something at the same time.
So before I had no systems, it was always I would work with one contractor, I would do a lot of the work, just kind of stuff like that. So
we were kind of always picking up the pieces.
Yeah,
I felt like.
Absolutely. So we would do a lot of stuff, like our tile guy wouldn't show up, and so I would go and do tile, and it just didn't work. I was doing all the project management, I was doing a lot of that stuff, and
we were doing it all pretty much.
She was my designer.
Yeah.
We would go to Home Depot for date night, and she'd pick out tile, and that was what we did. So then we joined 7FF, and it was truly life-changing. I had my onboarding call with Bill Allen, who I highly admire and highly respect, and he's one of my best friends now, and just really look up to that guy. And he kind of put his arm around me and showed me what he was doing in his business and systems that I could implement. And he was very heavy wholesaling, and we were very heavy in flipping. And so we decided to pick our route instead of trying to do both. We focused really heavily on flipping, and we just got really good at it. We built really good systems. We hired a bookkeeper. I was doing all the accounting, and the bookkeeper was our first hire. And then we hired our project manager, who's been phenomenal. He's kind of led the way in doing a lot of these 7-day flips. And we've just kept growing, and now we have multiple employees. We have crews of contractors. We're gonna hit 40 houses this year. We never thought that was possible before. Like, we thought doing 12 in a year was ridiculous, and doing 40 in a year just was unfathomable. We just didn't really think we could do that until we went to these events. And I went to Flip Hacking Live in October. I was still a part of the group, and I went to Flip Hacking Live. I took a ton of notes, and I implemented a lot of those things that were mentioned at Flip Hacking Live. And then a year later, I spoke at Flip Hacking Live. And that was life-changing to me, that I had come a long ways in such a short amount of time. And so I spoke at Flip Hacking Live. I talked about how we flipped a house in 7 days. And since then, I've been doing a lot of coaching and a lot of helping with other people who are trying to do the same thing that we did. And that's just been amazing to me, to be able to give back and to take from this group so much. We took everything, our budgets and our scope of work and our marketing, and everything that we have now that our business looks like is because of 7FF. And those events are amazing. Like, I love them.
Your friendships, you've made tons of
absolutely, totally. She's like, you're not going to work, you're going to play, right?
Yeah, going to hang out with your friends.
Going to hang out with my friends. So that's what the events are, is that I get to go and hang out. It truly is. It's going to hang out with my friends, because it's hard to talk real estate and running a company and being an entrepreneur. And there's some things that my wife doesn't even know that happens in the business, and the headache and things like that. So it's nice to be able to vent and relate to other people that have been there and done that. And these events are absolutely incredible, because we get to go and we have a ton of fun, but the impact and the things that you learn there are just amazing. So I always pick, there's 100 things that you could do in your business when you go to these events, but we try to pick 2 or 3 that we're gonna immediately implement, that's gonna move the needle in our business. And we've done that every event. I haven't missed an event since I've joined Seven Figure Flipping. And our business is the way it is because of that.
Definitely.
So the mindset changes that are happening with Tyler and Jeffrey at all these Seven Figure Flipping events, Flip Hacking Live, and all these things are allowing them to go from doing, one 7-day flip to another. It's so exciting to see where they're going from here, right? And I absolutely love listening to him talk about his family, talk about his kids. It reminds me exactly about mine. My why and all of our why is so important. Finding your why will push you through those barriers of when you want to quit. And so it's obvious that his is his family, right? And their financial future. He didn't come from money. Everything changed when he started flipping houses. And for me, it was the same way. I was flying for the Navy. I was working really hard. And when I discovered real estate investing, things changed for me. I started making more money. I started making 6 figures on the side. And then that grew. We were doing more business and more deals. Well, with more deals, I needed more money. I was making money, I was putting money in my IRA and my 401k and all these other tax advantage and tax-free opportunities, but I wasn't able to use that money in my own business. So I was looking for a way to unlock my personal money to be able to grow my company and invest in my business. At the same time, looking for something that I was able to take care of my family and support my why, right? And so I met a guy named Tom Lonnie. He's a really good friend of mine now. I met him in Nashville when I moved here about 4 years ago, and he showed me a strategy that he uses with his company, Stress-Free Planning. And it's a strategy based on life insurance. It's kind of like a HELOC. I have a HELOC on my house, and I'm able to borrow from it and invest in my deals. But this is a much better strategy than that. I was limited by my HELOC because I had origination fees, I had interest rates, I had monthly payments that I had to make on a regular basis on my HELOC. But this allowed me to unlock the money that I had, not let it sit in a bank, let it compound, while still being able to access it and use it in my business without origination fees, without a payback schedule, and no credit hit, no request for my credit, none of those limitations. And when I was able to do that, what it allowed me to do was kind of start growing my company at a more exponential level while still feeling safe and secure for myself and my family. We have a life insurance policy on me, my wife, and our kids, and we're able to tap into that to grow our business now. So if you guys want to find out how I use the strategy, you can click on the link in the description, you can click the link right here in this video, and you can see how I use my strategy right now by going to that link. So I'm really excited for you to meet Tom, to learn from him just like I did, and unlock that potential. Our 7-figure flipping members are using the same strategy right now to grow their company, and that's how a lot of them have been able to scale as fast as they are. So now what I want to do is I want to take you guys to the next part where Tyler's going to talk about the second 7-day flip that they've done. Here we go.
The second 7-day flip was not even close to successful. We still got it done in 7 days, but it was the 11th hour on the 7th day. And the difference is that the first one we had planned for months. We didn't know what house or anything like that. We just knew that this was the plan and these are the things that had to happen. So we had planned it for months and we never changed the plan. Once the plan was set in stone, then we kept the plan. On the second day, or the second 7-day flip, we changed the plan. We got in there and the cabinets didn't work right and the lighting wasn't right, and we started taking things out and we didn't listen to the designers, and we took things out that the designers wanted us to have.
Wasn't there like a random brick wall too, like in the kitchen? Isn't there something
yeah,
in the kitchen?
So it was kind of like a pop-out wall that didn't really fit, and they wanted us to shiplap and we didn't, and we just changed the plan and it domino affected. It was little tiny things that domino affected into, it's 11 o'clock at night.
It's still a cute house. It's still an awesome house.
But it wasn't the same as the first one. So now looking back, we've learned from both of those experiences. We have a solid game plan now. We're not going to change anything.
All right, so he's done his second flip in 7 days. So his second 7-day flip. And that 4-minute mile is just normal thing now, right? So he set the bar and now it's becoming a little bit pedestrian, right? Okay, we've done it, we can do it. His team is saying, okay, yeah, we did it again. It's another check in the box. What's next? It's like time to innovate, right? So what do you do after you've done a house in 7 days? And actually, he's done a house in 6 days, right? They were barbecuing and things. So what do? You do it in 5 days? Do you do 2 houses in 7 days? Maybe 3 houses? Well, what about 4? Do you think that they could do 4 houses in 7 days? So 4 flips, 4 full rehabs like they did before in 7 days. Let's find out.
It's funny because the first 7-day flip was my idea. And then the second one was mutual. It was my idea and the team's idea. And now this 4 rehabs in 7 days is probably going to be the hardest one we've ever done. But it was my team's idea. They came to me and said, Tyler, we want to do all of these in 7 days. And that's powerful when you have a team that's coming to you that says, hey, we can do this. We believe in ourselves. We have this synergy. We want to prove to ourselves that we're the best flippers in the country. And I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to earn that badge of best flippers in the country because I am 100% confident that our guys are going to be there. They're going to show up and we're going to get it done. It's going to be crazy. Are you confident?
Yeah, we'll see. Ask me tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
See.
So it'll be fun. It'll be a cool experience. And that's just the next step. So at Flip Hacking Live, I accidentally said, I'm like, well, I don't know. What if we did 7 flips in 7 days? And now that's the goal. My team's like, I don't know. How do we do 7? We're doing 4. How do we double that? How do we do 8? How do we do 7 flips in 7 days? So I love that we've created this culture in our company that they love us. They'll go to bat for us. They'll take a bullet for us. They believe in the vision.
And we would do the same for them.
Yeah, that they've kind of caught this vision that they want to do well and they want to be successful, and we want to keep them and be successful with them. And it's just a cool synergy that we've had and that we've created, and that they're coming to me with all these cool strategies and how can we do this better and how can we cut costs and how can we give better quality and take this extreme ownership idea and run with it and really take extreme ownership and be successful and feel fulfilled. Because that's the challenge to me. Doing a 7-day flip was like that. That was the peak for me. I was like, that was amazing. Like, I can't believe
we could just be done. Let's just quit our job. It's fine.
And then we're like, let's do it again. And it tanked, right? And we failed at it. But now we're doing 4 in 7 days. And so the future for us is really exciting, I feel like, because we're just trying to get better and do things better and be, not only as business owners, we're trying to make our business better, but we're trying to better people's lives, and we're trying to better our lives, and we're trying to make sure that our kids have opportunities. So what matters is that we make an impact and that we help our community and we help people. And I can take my kids to the Dominican and they can serve, and we can use that money is a resource of good for us, that the more money we make, the more people we can help. And that's really our mission statement, and really our goal is how do we help other people? How do we donate more houses? I'd love to give a full house to someone. Like, that would be amazing, and just donate the house to them. That would be amazing to me. But we've got to keep growing our business and being successful, because as long as we're successful, then we can make a lot of other people successful. So that's really important to us. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, totally. I 100% agree. And just going with what Tyler said is like, we're always raising the bar. And I've said this to Tyler multiple times that, we have to challenge the people who are working for us too. There's always got to be something new, because pretty soon it's going to, just like jobs for Tyler, just working at a desk for Tyler gets boring. Doing the same thing for our contractors is going to get boring too. So it's always nice to have a new challenge and to challenge them and to challenge us.
Yeah, for sure. So I was driving around today with one of my really good friends, and I was showing him all these houses that we had flipped, and it was just really neat to be able to say, hey, well, I flipped this house and we did this house.
Wait, is that our
house? We've done
too?
5 houses on this street, and 2 around the corner. Like, it's just really cool that we're making a difference in this community, that we're making these houses better, and we're providing homes, not just houses for people. That's, again, really, that's why I love flipping houses, is it's gratifying to me to take this old crack house and make it into something beautiful that a family can have memories in. And that's what I love about our business, is that we're helping people. And that's our motto. You ask anybody why we're in the business, is to help other people and to serve and to give back. And especially to the 7-figure community, like, they have given us, it was all me. It was a one-man show, and Letitia was doing kids, and it was just so hard to run that. But it was really Bill and Andy and everyone else in that 7-figure group that has kind of put us under their wing. And now it's my peers and my friends and my brothers, and we have a whole bunch of people coming out to this flip that we're doing in 7 days, this 4 rehabs. But it's my way of giving back to this group, because I've taken so much from them and have been so blessed to have these people in my life that we just want to give back. So now I'm in this position of coaching and doing coaching calls and kind of being on that different level that I can help people. And it means the world to me, and I never would have had that without Bill. And that Nashville trip was really the game changer for me. It really just opened my eyes of what was possible. And so thanks to Bill, like shout out to him as well, because it was really life-changing. And now his plan isn't just to help me, it's for me to help other people. It's this generational thing that someone helped Bill, Andy McFarland totally helped Bill, and then Bill helped me, and I hope I can help someone like Bill helped me. And that's what this group has meant to me. It's just been an incredible experience, an incredible ride, and I'm so grateful and humbled that I'm able to coach and to help other people to achieve those goals, those big things. And you know, right, when I go to these events and to these meetings, it's my zone, it's my world. Like, I look forward to it more than anything. It's a really neat experience. So grateful to the group, grateful to you, babe. Like, you've been amazing. I can't imagine doing this without you. Like, it's been a fun ride, hasn't it?
Yep.
Would you do it again?
Yep.
All right, everybody, you've met Tyler, you've met Letitia, you've met Jeffrey, you've met some of the team, but are you excited to go on this journey with us? 4 houses in 7 days? Can they do it? I cannot wait to see. So I don't know, actually. I sort of know the ending. I know a little bit about the story, but I'm watching along with you guys right now, just like you are. And so follow along with this journey with us. We've rolled out a bunch of different episodes. We're gonna release an episode, one a week for the next few weeks. And the really cool part is Tyler and I are gonna jump in and go live once a week to answer questions about the episode. And it's primarily gonna be Tyler, but it'll be some of the other people that were there, some of the contractors. I'll ask questions, interview, kind of pause the episode to ask them what they were thinking, dive into some of the numbers. So in a few days after this goes live, we're gonna launch our live episode of just kind of Q&A and asking questions. So I'm excited about that. Also, we talked a ton about mindset on this video. We talked a lot about figuring out what's possible and moving past barriers and saying, how can I instead of I can't. Somebody changed my future, and then Tyler saw that. I was able to help him a little bit. He's able to help more people. So hopefully this helps you get to where you need to go, whether it's in real estate or anywhere else. We showed you guys behind the scenes of Flip Hacking Live on this episode, and this is an amazing 3-day event that we put together for wholesalers, flippers, any real estate investor that wants to get better at their craft, change their mindset, grow their business, scale, hire their first person. We talk about marketing, we talk about sales, operations, assignments of contracts, raising money, anything that you can imagine inside the business of what's working today. And we put the operators on stage, and I tell them they cannot hold anything back. They have to share everything. You should be able to go there and each presentation be able to implement 100% when you get back, or even just start your business when you get going. So this year it's in Orlando, Florida, October 15th through the 17th of 2020. We're gonna be in a beautiful resort, Lazy River, right down the street from Disney World. I'm so excited. If you guys want to get your ticket, you can go to fliphackinglive.com, grab a ticket. There's an option as we get closer to upgrade to VIP. We have lunches, we have Q&As, we have all kinds of great stuff there. So really, really great event for you if you're a real estate investor or interested in getting into real estate, anywhere from just getting started all the way up to doing hundreds of houses a year. It will help you. So October 15th through the 17th, 2020, go to fliphackinglive.com and grab your ticket. The prices go up over time as we get closer to the event. So don't wait, go there before the prices go up. Fliphackinglive.com, grab your ticket, and I will personally see you there.
We have completed 3 7-day flips, and we're doing 4 7-day flips right now, all at the same time.
Absolutely not. There's no way. And there's no way that we can do that.
I was trying to convince my project manager, hey, it's possible, we can do this.
And here we are today.
4 different units that all have very unique rehabs that have to be done.
Well, I'm really overwhelmed with like all of it.
I don't think it's ever been done, ever.
How amazing is that?
4 rehabs in 7 days.
I'm really excited.